You're gaining something by sending your troops, interfering in the affairs of others, and we will talk about South Sudan. Your troops have been in South Sudan in 2014 and 2015, and you have sided with the government of South Sudan, with a part of the government against the other, and you have, by that, you have prolonged the civil war in South Sudan, and thousands of people were killed, and you were fighting alongside one of the two sides. So you were actually putting more fuel to the civil war in South Sudan.
Not at all, because what happened was that when the fighting started in South Sudan, there was a regional meeting which called for a ceasefire. Nobody should continue fighting so that we get a political solution. Now, one of the factions refused and started fighting and was coming to Juba.
Is that enough excuse for you to send troops there?
Yes, because...
Why did you side with Salva Kiir against Riek Machar?
Because the one who broke the ceasefire was the other one.
But you're not the regional force there to impose things on the Sudanese. They are fighting each other. Why do you side with one of them? Why didn't you send your troops to keep the peace and not to fight alongside one group?
Because the other one was on the offensive.
According to you. But according to Riek Machar, he is not on the offensive. According to him, he is defending himself.
Offensive means you are moving forward.
I mean, it's your own judgment.
No, it's not judgment. This is dynamics on the ground. You move forward. If you observe ceasefire, you stay in one place. So he was breaking the ceasefire in order to come and attack the town.
And it is your role, Uganda, the poor country that doesn't have enough resources for its own infrastructure, for the well-being of its own people. It is, you take it upon yourself to go into another country, to stabilize another country, to fight against one group against another. What kind of policy is this?
The African people...
How is this going to benefit Uganda?
We, the African people, we have been poor, but we have been defending ourselves. We defeated the whites even when we were poor, and we were helping each other. When there is somebody who is making trouble, like that Riek Machar fellow was doing, we stood with the regional position, which was stand still, ceasefire, don't move.
You sent your troops to Southern Sudan or South Sudan without the agreement of your parliament and without a mandate by the African Union. And that's because, according to the reports, because you have interests with Salva Kiir, because Uganda is importing and exporting goods between Uganda and South Sudan. So it's economic interests, interference, no mandate by AU, no mandate by the parliament.
Well, first of all, you can have bilateral relations between two states. Okay? Do you know anything about international law?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yes, a little bit. So use that a little bit to improve your understanding. An elected
so you need the agreement of, by constitution, you need the agreement of the parliament.
An elected government can have a bilateral agreement, forget about the regional, even bilateral, to help each other.
But within the framework of a region, African Union is an organization that supervises this kind of things. In Somalia,
the ceasefire which had been called was by the regional summit, the IGAD. We had an IGAD summit.